This is a series of 100 films about Japanese foods that I've eaten, and this is a film about dishes from Okinawa, which are almost as foreign to most Japanese as they are to you and me. There are 4 main Japanese islands, but to the southwest is an archipelago that makes up the prefecture of Okinawa. These islands stretch from the southern tip of Kyushu all the way to Taiwan. After World War II, Okinawa was occupied by the American military, and they didn't go back to being part of Japan until 1972. Okinawa has its own language. It sounds like Japanese, except that all the words are different. And when you walk into a store in Japanese, they say "irashaimase," but in Okinawan, they say "mensore." Katai. Okinawa is a tropical prefecture. It's the only place in Japan that doesn't get winter, and many of the restaurants are geared to serve the tastes of American military personnel, and there are a shocking number of US bases in Okinawa. Katai. So on the one hand, you've got the traditional Okinawan foods that are associated with people living to age 110, and on the other, you've got cuisine influenced by American occupation, like Spam sushi. Now, Spam sushi is pretty common in Hawaii as well, but those pre-cooked foods and other Western stuff are pretty much a part of the Okinawan diet. The healthy food, the traditional food, is very, very different. In fact, it's probably 100% different than, say, Spam sushi because it has no fat. These are the 4 main traditional Okinawan foods that I've tried that surprised me the most. And now again, lots of Japanese people don't even like these things, but they are interesting, I'll tell you that. Number 4, Goya champuru. No, this green vegetable isn't a zucchini with a bad case of the clap. It's Goya, known in English as bitter melon. It's used in an Okinawan stir-fry called Goya champuru. This is almost like corned beef hash, only healthier. Instead of potatoes, it has tofu, and along with Spam, egg, and Goya. It's filling and pretty tasty. Number 3, umiburo. This basically means sea grapes. It's tiny green balls on a stem. They come from the ocean like seaweed, and they're served with soy sauce. They're excellent, they're interesting just to look at, almost like eating jewelry. Unfortunately, I don't remember at all what they tasted like. That's sort of true of food in general with not a lot of fat. Number 2, teibichi. Well, this is boiled pig's feet. Pork is a huge part of the Okinawan cuisine. They don't eat much seafood down there, probably because the ocean is warmer in Okinawa, and the warmer the waters, the less fat on the fish, the less flavorful the fillet, which means in Okinawa you get things like Spam sushi. The pork feet are rich in collagen, and collagen is good for making skin look healthy. So basically the feet are boiled until they're chewy enough to eat with your teeth. That might not have a particularly great smell, but it is healthier. Finally, number 1, you guessed it, majimi tofu. This is a dish you'll find interesting if you like tofu and vegetarian cuisine. It's hard tofu, a specific kind of bean curd that only seems to come from Okinawa. It's served with a sweet peanut sauce, being very firm. It tastes different from the softer tofu you see everywhere else, and it's actually pretty good and goes down well with awamori, Okinawa's favorite liquor. While my friends love it, Okinawan food actually became quite trendy the last few years in Tokyo, with almost hipsterish kind of connotations, you know. While my friends hate it. So you may be asking yourself, well, why would I be interested in any of this? Well, it's actually funny because those foods are designed to be eaten at a bar with liquor, but they don't taste that good, unlike most Japanese food. They're low in salt and fat, and for that reason, most younger Okinawans tend to like less healthier foods, like Shakey's Pizza. Where can I get it? That's right, you guessed it, Southern Window in Shimo-Kitazawa. If you're new to Japan, you'll probably want to start in Tokyo at Shinjuku Station, since it's the busiest train station in the world. Take the Odakyu line, get off at Shimo-Kitazawa Station. Walk out the southwest exit. Walk forward heading south 1 block, turn left, then right. It's on the 7th block to your right, across the street from the post office. As always, keep in mind this information may be out of date by the time you're watching this. The word of the day. The word of the day is katai. It means hard in Japanese. You can point to any prepackaged good, like candy, and ask, katai? With an upturned accent, and you'll know a little bit more about the mystery food inside. Or look at a bag of candy and say, katai? So if you want to remember this word, feel free to watch this video 10 more times and repeat along with me, or at least that's what I do. Next time. So that's it until next time when we look at Hiroshima's favorite seafood. So until then, sayonara.